A big thank you to the United States Marine Corps for tonight's coin toss. The few, the proud, the Marines. Contact your local recruiter today. Sonny, how about the air that Sergeant Levi Lambert got on the coin flip? That scraped the move.
It went about 4 or 5 feet up there.
It did.
Took a while to come down, but they made the call.
South Garner, as south as they call them here, won the toss. And they're going to kick off to the Trojans, who are looking for their first win after an off week. It's time for the American Military University kickoff. AMU, the #1 provider of higher education to the U.S. military. And we are underway with Drew Levy sending it back, or are we? Hold everything. We'll do it again. Really nice day today. Lovely evening. Crowd still filing in, as you can see in your picture there. Mark Barber, the referee tonight. And we'll do it all over again. Interesting series, Sonny, between these two. And South is looking for their first victory. The Titans are against the Garner Trojans.
Well, last year they thought they had a great shot at it. And Garner came out, one especially on the offensive and defensive line. Again, really good start for the Titans to begin this season. But they understand the challenge, especially being on the road, going against Garner that has the tradition and so many great players in their history.
Davis and Purvis back for the Trojans. And that will go close to the sideline, picked up, and then a dart out of bounds there.
Number 11, Cameron Quillett over the return for
Quillett. Quillett considered to be the next big thing out of Garner. More on that, but Jacob Taylor, the quarterback, 5'11" senior. Garner's airing it out a little more this year.
They've really opened things up on the outside. Traditionally, this has been a team that's going to line up in the eye, run the ball in between the tackles, toss, sweep. This year, though, they've incorporated more of the passing game, the air raid offense when they throw the football.
Taylor, 51.5%, hurt his knee in the opener, missed week 2. Returned last week and threw for 213 yards. And an interception against Millbrook. Actually returned last game. They had last week off, as we mentioned. So the Trojans, 2 seconds in, first and 10. And the Titans are there to meet them up front. Time to look at our air experts heating and cooling starting lineups. This is what it looks like for Garner. We talked about Davis, but they've got some receivers that have put up some pretty good numbers this year, including Quillett and then Xavier Holton with 9 receptions coming in.
And up front, this offensive line, they've got to do a good job, because I think tonight South Garner is going to load the box. So a lot of pressure on that O-line to create some running lanes.
They are veteran and massive on the right side. This is not a huge team by Garner standards. Loss of 2. Throwing, and it is grabbed out of the air. There goes Pittman. And Pittman will move the chains as he is tackled. So Pittman, the reception. His 7th of the year, coming off a 3-catch game. Before he was met, June Johnson, one of the tacklers there, and he is featured in our lineups for Air Experts Heating and Cooling for the South Garner Titans. June Johnson, number 3, goes by that. Who else on this defense stands out to you, Sonny?
Well, Zamir Winston on the back end, and Lester, defensive end as well. Really good speed on this defense.
There's the run by Davis, and Davis with some good tough yardage near the first down sticks. And met downfield by Sean Daniels, who comes in as the Titans' leading tackler.
Davis is a physical running back. He hits contact and he continues to fall forward. He's had such a good start to this season. He's a senior leader for the offense.
Got enough for a first down, and that is an NCDPS first down. Go to ncdps.gov/careers and start your new career. Davis comes in with 592 yards on the year. Had 275 against Nightdale in the opener. Hampered by turf toe in their last game against Millbrook, but he's had the week to rest. Davis met there by Javon Wright, the sophomore. He's also one of the leading tacklers for the Titans.
Nice job by Wright, sealing off the edge, holding contain, as well as Sean Daniels coming over and making the play. But that's what they've got to do. They cannot allow Daniels to get to the outside and break free.
gain, ball at the 45. Pistol set. Quick throw, swung out. And it'll be across midfield. The receiver stays in bounds. That's Caden Purvis, the senior. 8th reception for him. He averages 16 a catch. And that'll be a gain of 4, but it sets up a third and manageable shy of midfield.
In first series, you see the difference with the Trojans offense, mixing in more of the pass compared to the run. Feel very confident in the passing game. And third and medium here, this could be an opportunity for 2-down territory. For Jacob Taylor has good legs. You can roll him out of the pocket and see if you can pick it up on the ground or through the air.
They're averaging 355 yards of total offense and 132 through the air. They expect those numbers to go up. And here's Davis with a nice move. Breaks free down the sideline. Davis pushed out of bounds near the red zone. He'll be a couple yards shy, but that's a pretty good spurt.
Corey Davis has such good pace and vision as he sees the right side, the offensive line working. He waits for the hole to develop and then takes off and easily picks up the first down.
All right, Sam Hyatt on our sidelines tonight. What do you have, Sam?
Thanks, Patrick. Spoke to Dakari Davis earlier this week. He told me he models his game after Barry Sanders and Saquon Barkley. You mentioned the physicality, and he's told me at the end of the day, he's trying to put a shoulder into somebody. He is not afraid of contact.
Ran through it there on a pickup of 28. Davis again near side. And he will eclipse the red zone there, and that is the CFNC red zone. College Foundation of North Carolina helping plan, apply, and pay for college. Here's the replay.
The offensive line working up front. Doing a good job getting push. There's a trap play. Again, off the right side. That's where Garner has run behind tonight so far.
It's a massive group. Bacon 280, Burrell 260, and then the right tackle McCullough 280. They're all seniors. A couple of juniors on the left side. They go back to the right side, and this time change of pace. Chris Davis, the senior, came in with 43 yards rushing. The 5'8", 140-pound senior. They really are big on Chris Davis as well.
He's got good speed, and he's that 1-2 punch with Davis as well. And Dakari, and those two have really worked well. Chris and Dakari this season working in tandem together.
NCDPS first down. Go to ncdps.gov/careers and start your new career. A very workmanlike drive here for the Trojans. Seen a little bit of everything. Good balance so far. Taylor and Smith got swallowed and met for a loss. Big tackle there by Reggie McClinton, the backup tackle. 6'1", 235.
McClinton up front beats the block. Nice job splitting the gap, keeping the right arm free, staying low, and getting in the backfield.
So they'll lose 2. It'll be 2nd and 12. This first drive of the game has eaten up a lot of time off the clock, nearly 5 minutes. They get to the backfield again, and this time even more on the loss, shooting the gap untouched. And that is Eli Lattimore, the 5'10", 190-pound junior.
Lattimore comes on the blitz. He isn't blocked. Very aggressive, getting into the backfield. That was a nice job bringing pressure to the tackle for loss.
Well, Sonny, these defensive plays here for the Titans have come at a most opportune time.
They're doing a nice job with their different schemes. When they need a play, they've been able to make it, but still, Garner continuing this drive. 3rd and long.
Taylor, Pittman. Actually, that's Quillett, and Quillett gets pushed out of bounds. Enough for first down yardage at the 10. And that'll move the chains for another NCDPS first down. But Taylor had plenty of time, and he took his time surveying what he had there. And there's a look at the coaching staff, including the venerable Thurman Leach, 11th year as the head coach, over 3 decades in the program. He's won 80% of his conference games here. Side of the midway point. Well short of the yardage there. My mistake. So 4th down and 7. Pressure, heaving, and it's incomplete. They'll turn it over on downs. So, after a really good drive, stymied because of a couple of key defensive plays by the Titans, and you've got to feel good if you're Antonio King, the championship coach that's in his first year at South, and their defensive coordinator Brian Hicks.
Well, and for Garner, you did a lot of nice things, but you didn't execute in the red zone. And you're right, Patrick. Coach King, the Titans, they need to go over to the sideline, make some adjustments, stop the run, and figure out a way to slow down the run, especially on the left side of their defense. But they made plays happen. They got off the field.
Julian Littlejohn completing just 49% of his passes. Had a 20-yard game last time out with 2 scores. They want to run the football, and they'll do that on their opening play.
Very similar to Garner with Davis. Jordan Reed has been really good to start off the season, over 7 yards per carry. And Julian Littleton, those two have a really good chemistry in the backfield, and they like to set up the play action pass after they run the football.
He's a junior, athletic lineage in his family. Toss, Reed, and he is met by a host of Trojans on a sweep out to the 15. Cole Stevens, the free safety, one of the tacklers there, a senior for Garner. Third and a pretty long 6 here.
And the key for the Titans, receivers know where the first down marker is. Make sure you extend past that marker and you get past it so you can come back to the football and still get the first down.
Pressure from behind. He takes off, and he'll not get there. They forced him out of the pocket, and waiting for him, he ran into the awaiting arms there of Tyler Stevens.
And the free safety for the Trojans just reading the eyes of Littleton, and then comes up to make the play. The defense getting off the field, complementing their offense. On third down, both teams bringing pressure.
So Levy to punt here.
And number 11, Cameron Bullock.
So Levy on to punt. Gets it off. And it'll bounce out of bounds across the 40-yard line. 3:30 to go. Scoreless from Trojan Stadium on Friday Night Rivals. Garner will come out after the 36-yard punt. Before the game, a moment of silence for Jackson Edwards, who was to be a member of the freshman class this year at Garner, but died in an accident over the summer. So certainly our thoughts and prayers go out to his family and Trojan Nation. But a nice moment here before the game. So Garner now 1st and 10 with 3.5 to go, and Davis just slipped after breaking an arm tackle, or he might have been off to the races. And barely getting a hand on him there was Najee Hines, 6'7", 245, and a sophomore. He is a stud.
He's a really good player. We've seen him and heard about him and his talent. Now for Davis, again, each run has gone on the right side of the offensive line following Burrell and McCall. Those two have really done a nice job getting push.
We'll bring up third down now. We wanted Xavier Holton, the senior. Jay, your thoughts on Taylor so far? Braden Selvage, the junior who has started a game this year, is out tonight with injury, so we won't see him. So it's really kind of Jacob Taylor's ball game.
Well, he's a really good leader, and with his abilities, they've been able to open up the playbook. And as long as he has protection tonight, we've seen him be accurate so far, and he's got good athletes out on the perimeter.
3 receivers to the left here. It's tipped and incomplete. Nice job to get a hand on it by the Titans defensively. Linebacker did a good job, and that might have been Hines who leaped up. We'll see if we can check it out on the replay, but a good play that brings up 4th down. Let's look at it, Sonny, and see.
There's pressure coming over off the left side, and then he just jumps up, tips the ball up in the air.
It was actually Wright. Wright's made a couple plays.
Yeah, and he's been all over the field. Really athletic guy. Comes up and kind of in that rover position where we'll see him down the line of scrimmage and also drop back into pass coverage.
They're going to go for it on 4th down. First down, Pittman and more. Pittman trying to run through a defender inside the 20. And Pittman, the catch and run, and he'll move it into the red zone for the College Foundation of North Carolina, helping plan, apply, and pay for college. That's an NCDPS first down. Go to ncdps.gov/careers and start your new career.
And Pittman caught that ball in traffic. It was a slant route, and with his big body, he could box out the defender to make the play.
Second grab for Pittman in the game. Quick trigger over the middle, broken up. They wanted Holton again, and a nice job by June Johnson to get in there. James June Johnson, the junior, broke the play up.
On the previous drive, the Titans started to get more physical inside the red zone. Now the Trojans right on the 22, but again, they've got to find a way to try to get some push up front. Continue to give the ball to Dakari Davis. He's had a really good ball game so far, and mix him in the running game, and then you can open up the playbook through the air.
Fourth meeting between these two. Davis with some tough running.
The Trojans talked about winning the time of possession. So far, 0-0, but they're winning that facet of the ball game, churning the clock and their offensive line, road grading up front, and keeping the Titans' offense off the field.
Ronnie Lee, the 12th-year OC for the Trojans. Inside of 90 seconds to go. Looking right, broken up. Wanted Pittman again, and a nice job to slide in there by Lattimore. Boy, I tell you, Jackson Pittman, they list him at 6'2". He just seems like a much more rangy target than that.
He plays bigger, long arms.
Hold here. So it'll be an accepted penalty by the Trojans, and we'll back Garner up 10.
And for Garner, you're seeing aggressive linebackers in the secondary jumping routes. This is already the 3rd time they've gotten into the pass lane. Double moves. Throwing the ball deep, you've got to find a way to get them off balance and use that aggressiveness against them.
So they have looked good driving the ball down, but when they get to that red zone, it's become problematic. We'll see with that duo of Taylor and Davis. Dakari Davis, the running back. 5'7", 3'8" student, 180 pounds, senior. Throws a block here. There's pressure coming. Running away from it is Taylor. He'll have to sling it out of trouble there. But boy, he had a Titan in hot pursuit. Sean Daniels Jr. was all over him. And we've got a player down for South. Timeout with 4th down upcoming when we come back on Friday Night Rivals. Levi Lester, his dad played basketball at NC State, the injured player. And you look at his statistics, his measurables, come from good lineage.
A lot of talent in the guy that they really are excited about his progression through the program. Hopefully he'll be okay, but he's an important piece of this defense.
As play resumes. With 1 minute,
Scoreless here. Has it played out kind of like you thought?
I think for Garner, this is exactly what you want, the style of play, but you got to put points on the board. That's what you got to do inside the red zone. You've got to execute. And for the Titans, I think they just want to get their offense out on the field, which is a strength of their team.
Try a little corner kick action here, and that will bound. Ooh, out of bounds at the 1. Wow. They couldn't have executed that any better. Gracious.
Carry 30 yards. There is no return on the play.
So a nice job there by Jay Davis, who is averaging 40 yards on his punts. Got that one away under a little bit of duress, and then took the members' bounce in a big way.
That was perfect. He angled his body about 45 degrees. See Trisha down on the sideline getting a good look at it. Perfect placement by Davis, helping out his defense.
Here's the South Garner starting lineups. They're brought to you by Air Experts Heating and Cooling.
Julian Littleton, star quarterback. Zamir Winston on the outside, committed to Elon. It's a good group up front as well, running the football.
So from the 1, hit as he throws, incomplete. Here's the Trojans defensively now for Air Experts Heating and Cooling.
This is an athletic group, and for Garner, the Golden Knights, to take away the ball for the Titans and also be physical on the outside with their wide receivers and try to get pressure on Littleton.
Number 5, Giannis Putu, the 6', 190-pound senior, someone who they can do a lot of things with defensively. He's very versatile. See him in the middle there. There's Littleton. So let's see what Julian Littleton can come up with here. 1,800 yards a year ago. They're trying to get one of the receivers off. That's Trey Motley, who apparently reported on late. Tough spot here, Jay, at 2nd and 10 from your own 1.
Yeah, not ideal for the Titans. Say, hey, give us some room. Let's drive. Start off a drive in a better spot. We got to get some opportunity here to get out.
Fake the handoff, and that'll do the trick. Julian Littleton sold it well, busts it out to the 15 for an NCDPS first down, and now they have a little more breathing room.
Well, zone read, good job reading the defensive end, crash down, then Littleton goes straight up the middle and physical to finish off the run.
Quickly back on the ground, pick up a 4, and time for the hard-running Jordan Reed.
South Garner picking up their tempo, no huddle. They get into a rhythm. They haven't been out on the field for very long, but positive sides on the ground.
Reed all conference a year ago. Titans were undefeated in this matchup and then went on a lengthy losing streak when Garner smacked them over in their ballpark. Reed looking for room. Slices out. Going to bring up a 3rd down when we come back, as time will expire here on this first quarter. Goose eggs on the board through 1. It's West Shore Home Friday night rival, presented by Air Experts Heating and Cooling. The Garner grudge match rolls on with the second quarter next.
Welcome back to Garner Magnet High School, where we've got a scoreless game between Garner and South Garner with the Garner AD, Charles Harris. Charles, what was it like to play for Thurman Leach, the head coach at Garner for more than 3 decades? You got a chance to play under him.
Coach Leach was always a very positive role model and influence in my life, and he's made a career out of turning young men in Garner into men that want to come back and be a positive influence in this community, such as myself.
Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you. Go Trojans.
Nice job, Sam. Coach Harris gave the pregame pep talk tonight to the Trojans. Al Stewart, the legendary coach here, not at the game tonight, was enshrined to the High School Athletic Association Hall of Fame back in August. We'll have more on that as we go on tonight. There was a penalty marker on 3rd down there as South was going for it. 29 yards for the Titans through the first quarter. Garner has 99. I think a little bit of the malfunction and miscommunication between the officials. They wear the earpieces and the microphones that they share with one another, and they have actually reset the clock to 12 minutes. So apparently the clock maybe started early, I guess. I don't know. 3rd and short here. Let's see what they've drawn up. Wise to give it to Reed, but don't know if he got there. We'll see. One of the tacklers, Ryan Baker, you saw him there, the junior, 74. It's close. And I think there might be a marker down, we understand. We'll see.
There's an official timeout on the field.
One of the rarities now, they're bringing the chains out. You just don't see this anymore. You don't see it at high school level. You really don't see it a lot in the college level anymore either.
This used to be often. It's a rare occurrence, and they're going to be short.
So they'll likely have to punt it away here. I mean, they've just totally gone away. I know you had a game last week, college game, and I mean, there's a couple instances where they could have measured in that one. They moved the chains down. They eyeball it and move the chains. It's like that punt for me. It's close. It's a gimme.
It's close enough.
Yeah.
You can see with your eyes. They're really going to get specific.
We'll bring up 4th down and inches.
4th and inches.
Looks like they're keeping the offense out there, Jay.
25-yard line.
This is QB sneak area. But they're going to stay in the shotgun, so.
But they're deep in their own territory, too.
Well, yeah, I mean, your defense has played well, but this is, in a rivalry ball game, this is a big risk.
They're moving up front. No marker. Now Little John, and they're going to burn the timeout. Tried to draw them off sides. I thought they did.
It looked like they did. They just were pointing over the Garner's side, and they didn't get the call.
So we'll break and see what they decide to do ultimately on 4th and short. This is West Shore Home Friday Night Rivals presented by Air Experts Heating and Cooling.
6 p.m. in the Garner High School cafeteria. The Garner Trojans Club will hold their annual first raffle. Tickets are $1,000 with a chance to win $10,000. These tickets are on sale. Also, Garner is under 11 pending Philip.
South tried to draw them off, didn't work. Now they're going to punt. Not quite 30 seconds into the second quarter. Patrick Johnson, Jay Sonholder, Sam Hyman on the sidelines tonight, our entire crew. Second year in a row we've covered this big matchup. Nice punt. Uncorked a good one there, did Levy. And it's going to go all the way down to the 28-yard line. That is a 47-yard bomb from the foot of the 5'10", 165-pound sophomore.
Well, both kickers have had their days so far. One going out of bounds. A nice job getting hang time and drilling their opponent over on the other side of the field.
So they flip it. Stay tuned for the Campbell University halftime report. We'll have this week's Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athletes, participating school interviews with principals, highlights and more. Campbell University classes starting in October. FNR next week. Apex Friendship, Holly Springs, couple of 2-1 teams playing respectively tonight. We'll be there when they clash next week. That was a great game last year.
Outstanding atmosphere, and that game went down to the wire. We got there a couple hours early. The tailgate was already fully strong and sold out stadium.
Holly Springs at Middle Creek tonight. Friendships at Green Hope. Garner, and getting slung down to the turf is Davis. They've done a really good job since that initial drive and parts of the second drive to bottle him up. And that time, it was the good speed and aggressive-ness of Wright again.
And the stiff arm came from Davis, and Wright still flew in there, made the plays. Only a sophomore, showing a lot of potential, very athletic, and you love the instincts. When he sees the run, he's attacking, going to the line of scrimmage and making plays.
23 stops coming in. Garner 0-3, lost to Nightdale on a 54-yard touchdown pass late. Blown out by Middle Creek and Millbrook before the open week. It's scoreless here tonight. They're going to go again, this time off the left side. And that's Dakari Davis there. Davis incredibly strong. Benches 385, squats 475. I know those are sundog territories in the weight room. He's in that range.
Maybe a decade or two ago, I was close.
Understand Lester has returned. Sam Hyman with that update on the sideline. Sam doing a great job tonight. We have a penalty flag, and that will be added to the run there. And speaking of Sam Hyman, let's get back downstairs to him. More on Dakari Davis. What do you have, Sam?
Yeah, you guys mentioned that weight room squat and the bench, absolutely off the charts. Well, his grandfather, Johnny Shepard, is somebody that's here tonight, and I spoke to Dakari earlier in the week, and it was actually his grandfather who got him into weightlifting at a very young age. At the age of 11 is when he started to hit the weight room, and you can tell it's paying off.
And Dad played in the CFL. So he's got that lineage there. Whistle, and it's going to be stoppage of play here before the snap.
Before the play can begin,
A lot of those here early on. Dakari Davis is one of the great in a long line of backs that have come out of this institution here, and a lot of great alumni overall at
There are
Garner.
no flags on the field.
So there was not a penalty flag thrown, but the whistle was blown prior to the snap. Not sure what that was about. And shy of midfield, Davis with some room and a good gainer as he advances it as number 9 into Titans territory.
Davis in the first quarter seemed like he was going towards the right on every play. Now, the past few plays going over to the left side of the O-line, running behind Theo Butler, Jarrell Moten, and Bacon as well at the center position. He runs so powerful, low center of gravity. He runs through arm tackles.
Pickup of 7 on first down, now 2nd and short. This has not been the problem, Sonny, between the 20s. Pistol look again. Quick swing. Surrounded Quillett. Quillett wrapped up immediately by Johnson. He also got met by Daniels. Well, Sonny, when you look at this Greater News Conference, Cleveland, and they lost Omarion Hampton. All he's doing is getting over 100 a game at Chapel Hill as a true freshman. Skylar Lockhart playing at the FCS level. Great and very underrated on the state scene quarterback for the Rams the last couple of seasons. But Cleveland off to the 3-0 start. And tonight they're at Corinth Holders to open conference plays. It's still their league.
I believe it is until you knock off the champion. It's your league, and with the talent they have coming back, Scott Riley's the head coach coaching ability, they're the leader right now. And even though you lose Hampton and Locklear, you have a lot of returning players coming back from last year's team that have experience, the young players in the pipeline. But right now, they've got the lead baton. They're out front and off to a hot start, giving themselves confidence and momentum. For the rest of the league, I believe this is a deep league.
Well, Clayton has a new head coach, a state title winning head coach, Scott Chadwick. Clayton tonight at Fuquay Varina, who's off to the 0-3 start pre-conference like Garner is. They had enough yardage for the first down, so that will move the chains. A myspot.nc.gov first down, your spot for COVID-19 protection. First and 10. Davis around the corner. Davis pushed out about the 26.
We talked about his power. He also has speed. He gets outside the edge and just turns it on. Nice job by that left side of the O-line, blocking, creating a lane. A 16-yard gain down the sideline.
Quickly working to eclipse the 1,400-yard mark in his career. So it's another one of those guys that maybe doesn't hit all the measurables, but he is someone that certainly you think will play at the next level.
He's got an opportunity to play in college, and whichever school he goes to is going to get a steal.
This time he runs it between the tackles. Oh, he spun free. Shredding his way down. Inside the 5, Dakari Davis rumbling for another first down.
And his talent is evident on the field. Before the ball game, I was talking to the athletic director, Charles Harris, and he was just talking about what a good kid he is. Great student, and on the field, he's dominating tonight, continuing to move the piles, carry guys on his back.
So they forged their way into the CFNC Red Zone. College Foundation of North Carolina helping plan, apply, and pay for college. We have a timeout taken by Garner. Not quite 3 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Got a little more than 9 to go before halftime. Let's see what the Trojans come up as they'll have first and goal when we return on FNR. That youngster was there, and then they weren't. Now they want something, I believe. I'm not sure what, but they want maybe some concessions like we saw earlier.
Some good-looking food. I walked by the concession stand, and
yeah, they got a few food trucks.
I understand what they're saying. I want some too.
First and goal. Davis in for 6. Touchdown number 6 for Dakari Davis. And that, a Crabtree Mall touchdown for the Trojans. Your go-to destination for fashion and food for 50 years. Shop, dine, and explore our 200-plus stores and restaurants in the heart of Raleigh.
And this is how you do it. Give it to your star senior running back, lean on your offensive line, and this has been Davis's drive. He finishes it off, again, looking for contact as he gets into the end zone.
Snap a little high, but it's down. The extra point try parts the uprights for Rocky Renya, who gets his 9th PAT kick on the year. 7-0 Trojans over the Titans. And now our own Sam Hyman down there. We mentioned Johnny Shepard, the grandfather of Dakari Davis. Well, Sam has caught up with him.
Yeah, Patrick, I found him down here on the sidelines. Johnny, your grandson just scored. What do you want people to know about your grandson, Dakari Davis?
My grandson, Dakari Davis, he's a really hard worker, and he's a very good kid, man. He moved down here from Baltimore. He told me when he was 11 years old he wanted to come down here, get out of the city, and come down in the country and do better. And I'm proud of him. I'm very proud of him. And he's a hard worker, and he's doing very well.
Thank you for your time.
All right, thank you.
Back to you guys.
Yeah, played in the CFL, did the grandfather there, Johnny Shepard. Great job by Sam catching up with all the different individuals.
Johnny looks like he's still lifting weights too.
Johnny he might have been able to take it in from 1 yard out on the goal line. What do you think? He had one left in him, right?
The pregame, he was helping stretch out Dakari, get him ready for the ball game. Special bond between those two.
Shepard, undrafted in the 80s, CFL's most outstanding rookie award at 83. Well, here's a big return for the Titans to answer that touchdown. Taken down the sideline, and they're going to take it to the house. Titans with the touchdown. Wow! What a run and what a scamper. But we do have a penalty flag that was thrown, likely to wave it off. And a big play there by Winston, showing you why he will be playing at the next level. So Winston, the Elon commit, 700 yards receiving last year. We were trying to get him going. That's a play that could certainly do that. I think they have waved it off. Let's see. Yep, no flag according to Mark Barber, the referee. So that is a huge kickoff return and a Crabtree Mall touchdown.
This is the response that you need. Special teams unit Winston doing the job. Looked like he was going to go up the right sideline, and then look who's making the block. Great job, Jordan Reed, clearing the path for Winston to get into the end zone.
So a 74-yard kickoff return. Levy, who does all their kicking, tucks it inside the upright. We're knotted at 7.
We had no offense the first quarter. Now back-to-back touchdowns. This game's starting to get going. You can feel the rivalry and how competitive each side is. It's been very physical so far.
Well, we've not talked a lot about it tonight, but Antonio King, in his first year as the Titans head coach, and Jay, he's had quite a career. 77 wins for Coach King. He's coached collegiately at East Carolina, at NC Central. He was kind of caught up in a bizarre year a couple of years ago. This was actually pre-COVID, but he went to Cedar Ridge in 18, and they didn't have enough for a varsity team this year. So that was a little bit of a frustrating situation, I'm sure. Went to Hargrave Military the year before that, to Central, where he played quarterback for a little bit, also played collegiately at Howard. But King kind of settled in at Garner, and he likes the idea the program's young. He can still kind of influence how it grows and its development. And obviously, he led one of the great teams out of the Triangle to a state title years ago during Hillside.
Yeah, an outstanding ball club, and for him, he's got the experience at different high schools throughout the state, college experience as well. So his background really benefits him going into the South Garner job, because he's got a program on the rise, a really good area with the influx of talent. This area of the state, he's very excited about the potential of his team.
American Military University kickoff. AMU, the #1 provider of higher education to the U.S. military. Here's Garner trying to answer things now with a good return. And that one brought out by Purvis, who give the Trojans really good field position.
Purvis gets the ball similar to Winston, starts off on the right side, calls out his block. Nice job. And then crosses the field to help out his offense for their drive.
So 1st and 10. The 34-yard line is where the Trojans will operate after an impressive drive to get on the board. Davis, who started with the majority of his runs on the right, now they've found something on that left side. They're just pounding it.
Well, for Davis, he's one of those running backs that the more he gets the ball, the stronger and better he gets. And you wonder for the Titans, they've been out in the field predominantly so far in the first half. Will this running game, will their time of possession deficit affect the defense? Can Garner wear them down? That's the question now, but especially in the 3rd and 4th quarter.
Gain of 6. Titans allowing just 11.7, less than 12 a game. And so far, they've been good against the pass, just allowing the opponent under 64 yards per game. But it's been on the ground where they've had some issues at times. Ashley in the opener, they lost, rolled up 284 on him, and Dakari Davis continues to roll up yardage tonight. That's a 1st down run on 2nd down.
Well, for the defense, you've got to bring multiple guys over to make the play, because Davis is just too talented. He's going to run through arm tackles. Nice jump cut to pick up the extra yardage. Another 1st down.
Change move. It's a myspotnnc.gov 1st down, your spot for COVID-19 protection. Again, out near midfield here. We're the Trojans, who were 4-5 a year ago, 4-2 in the Greater Noose. Started 0-2 last year, got their first win against South Garner and rolled up 329 yards. This time through the air and through the hands. He had Purvis. Let's get more open than this.
There's a pump fake. Use the aggressiveness of the Titans. Wide open.
Oh. Through the senior's hands. Nothing wrong with that ball, was there, Jay?
Well, it's tough when you're running full speed. A little bit outstretched, but again, if you can connect there, that's going to be a touchdown. But for Garner, put that in the memory brain. Double move. I would go back to that play pretty soon here, because again, the defense, they're looking the backfield, especially with the running ability of Davis.
Davis looking for the outside across midfield.
Hand off over the left side to number 9, Dakari Davis. Davis is knocked out of bounds on the play, man, 3.
Shoved out of bounds on the near side. Johnson again the rover for the Titans. Pushed him out.
Gain of 5 yards.
It was 38-7 last year between those two. Jay, that was quite an environment as well. Crowd is a little late arriving, but has shown up here tonight in pretty good numbers for these two. It's interesting, the Trojan staff just calls them South. They won't put that Garner. They say there's only one Garner.
That's when you know there's a rivalry there. The tensions are higher this week.
Under the gun, 3rd and 5. And it's the backup running back that time carrying the football. And that's Dallas Febreze, the senior. He had an ingrown toenail earlier in the season, but he's over that. Febreze stars for them on defense. I like the Trojans unis, Jay, that gray with the Garner blue and gold, and we have a timeout taken.
by the Titans.
And it's South Garner. They say we've got to figure something out here to deal with this running game, so they call for time.
Well, they've got to keep their defense fresh as well. Not a lot of substitutions. The weather is cooler, but they've been out on the field predominantly, and they've got to find a way to regroup and be aggressive at the point of attack.
Well, Jay, good game here, but last week, hard-hitting, tremendous matchup on Friday Night Rivals as it came down to the very end, and it was Cardinal Gibbons outlasting Wake Forest.
Outstanding ball game. Both teams are phenomenal, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's an Eastern Regional Final or one of those teams makes it to the state championship. I was so impressed with the discipline, the line play, and their offenses. They can score quickly against most teams, but that was a defensive battle, low-scoring ball game, and that's how you win a championship, is by really good defense.
Stay tuned for the Campbell University halftime report. We'll have this week's Tatum and Atkinson Scholar athletes, participating schools, interviews with principals, and highlights. A lot more. Campbell University classes starting in October. Campbell's football team at East Carolina tomorrow. You'll be there calling that in Greenville, your alma mater for ESPN Plus after the NCDPS first down. That Campbell football program, even though they're FCS, they are massive up front. Their offensive line averages 325. There's a quick throw out to the left, little tunnel screen there, and Purvis, good to see them get the ball back to him after he couldn't come up with the catcher there.
Yeah, he's a really good player. Little side screen, let him use his athleticism out on the perimeter, and back to Campbell. Their offensive line has two guys that are getting looks from the NFL, so Mike Minter's done a nice job recruiting. A good block out on the outside as well to clear it up. That was Quillett helping out his teammate.
Campbell, 5 guys be playing on Sundays. Mike Minter, the former Carolina Panther. Davis seemed to lose his footing there, and that might have been the only thing that slowed him down there. It allowed the defender to get to him. Met, wrapped up by Daniels. So just a meager pickup of 1. Going to be 3rd down and about 6 here.
For Garner, the mindset, is this 2-down territory? Do you have 2 downs to pick up 5 yards? You're kind of in no man's land, too long for a field goal. But do you punt it here? I would give the ball to number 9 2 times. If you don't get it, give it to him again. But I'd keep the ball on the ground.
Exploding through it, pounding his way into the red zone. Nicely done there. Big day for Davis.
So if this being a rivalry game, you can see the motivation by how Davis is finishing off his runs. Double team block up the middle, Bacon clearing a path, and then it's Davis carrying 5 Titans on his shoulders. Again, the offense just moving methodically down the field, but using the clock.
College Foundation of North Carolina red zone is where they will operate here, as Davis has been spectacular on the ground. Jacob Taylor calls out the play, and we're going to have a timeout. Trojans burn it here. Our next to last of the first half. 6:10 before the break. 7-7 ball game. Trojans are driving, however, here on our West Shore home. Friday Night Rivals presented by Air Experts Heating and Cooling. There's a look at the veteran Thurman Leach, the head coach. There's always been a little bit of murmurs that, 30-plus years, this may be it. He talked about it quite openly in 2021, talked about it during the COVID season. And we'll see what happens here. And with more on Coach Leach, Sam, what do you have?
Well, a little bit of history. Remember our conversation earlier this week with Coach Leach. It's pretty packed tonight here at Trojan Stadium, and Coach Leach recalled a game back in 1990 when his squad played Richmond in the first round of the playoffs. He told us that people would get to the game at 4 p.m. back in the day, and specifically remembered that one in 1990. It's pretty packed tonight, though, folks.
Yeah, that was also a game that led to the seeding process being a little better in the 90s, because those were the top 2 teams in the East at the time. Thank you. Big crowds are expecting 5,000 at least tonight. Newbern at Havelock. Wow. And then Craven County. Quick throw. Flag comes free. Let's see what happens here after Quillett tried to gain some yardage and was wrapped up.
It's in the area of a hold.
Yep.
However, there's a flag on the play.
It's going to be a legal motion instead.
Illegal motion.
That will back them up.
That's a 5-yard penalty from the original line.
33rd year at the school for Coach Leach. We're talking about him. This is a more varied offense. I know they're 0-3, but offensively they're a lot more balanced than they have been traditionally.
They've got the threat of the pass this year, and that's where the difference is. And also, they've faced a tough schedule, playing Millbrook, who's outstanding, as well as Middle Creek. Both teams are going to make deep playoff runs, so they've been challenged early in the non-conference schedule. But Garner showing their strength tonight.
Lost a touchdown game to Garner by 6. And Nightdale.
Nightdale's
a playoff team, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they played 3 playoff teams. It challenges you, and it doesn't look good on your record. You want to be 3-0, not 0-3. That schedule, though, can pay dividends once you get to conference play and if you make the playoffs, because you're battle-tested, you're ready. And you also say, hey, listen, we faced good teams earlier in the year, so when you face a tough team later on, those experiences you can draw on, and that's going to help you.
Both teams have burned a timeout on this drive. 24-yard line, 2nd and long. Throwing. Nice catch, Quillett. And Quillett fighting for extra yardage. Down to the 14.
Complete on the play, 2-11, Cameron Quillett. Gain of 10 yards on the play.
It's a pickup of 10. I think it's going to be shy, though, of the first down, so it'll bring up 3rd and short more than likely.
Well, Quillett, only a sophomore, you see advanced skills going up, high pointing the ball, coming back to it. Long arms, good size, and good pickup.
He's the next big thing out of Garner, is what the coaching staff was telling us this week. Has the stats from a measurable standpoint, with frame to put some more weight on and muscle on. Yeah, they also said he's young, he'll learn this, but he kind of turns it on and off a little. They'd like him to be 100% all the time. Here's a guy who's 100% at any given moment. Davis out of bounds. Clock stops with 4:23 remaining. Enough for a first down, so it'll be a myspot.nc.gov first down, your spot for COVID-19 protection.
Well, the positive for the Titans is you've only given up 7 points. The negative is you've got to be frustrated. You can't stop the running game. You're giving up yards on the ground, just churning things up. The offensive line is getting pushed. You've got to find a way to get a turnover and get off the field.
So Mayan Jones, whose dad played football at ECU, subbing in defensively for the Titans. And they're swarming to the ball there. It was a tackle made by Nick Walker, 5'7", 190-pound senior.
The offensive line getting blocks up front. Davis, even though it wasn't a big run, again, he continues to move the pile forward, play ahead of the chains.
At the Titan 11-yard line. We'll bring up 2nd down and 8.
Don't have to get a touchdown here to get a fresh set of downs. Chris Davis in now at running back. Go with an eye look here. 10. And out at the 8.
Over the left side, to number 4, Chris Davis.
So for Garner, you got Dakari Davis getting the majority of the carries. Give him a break. Chris Davis comes in the ball game, but this is the same defense on the field. There's no substitutions coming in and out for the Titans. So the Trojans continuing to stay fresh at the running back position.
This is the one thing that the Titans would like to see a little more of out of their program, a little more depth and quality depth. They try to kind of build it up. It's still very much in its infancy. 26 as they go to the eye again. Taylor under center to the fullback, and the dive down to about the 1. Breeze takes it.
Stops on the play by number 52, Walker. Gain of 7 yards on the play.
Continues to move his feet after initial contact, and this is where you see the time of possession take over. You pick up a couple extra yards as guys are holding on to your back, fall forward, and now you get a first down. This clock continues to move, and you're inside the 5-yard line.
It's 1st and goal now. Inside of 3 minutes. That time they were ready for the trap. Good stand by the Titans.
And off up the middle, number 31, Garner. There is no gain on the play.
Try to hit the quick hitter up the middle, and the Titans are ready. For Garner, though, you don't get in. Another down, and you're cutting down more time inside of 2:30 left to try to limit the opportunities for the Titans when they get the ball back.
Dakari Davis back in with a lead blocker ahead of him. Slashes through. Got stacked up, and I don't think he got in. He did not. 3rd and goal. Boy, an impressive stand and a nice play there defensively by David Kasango, 6', 180-pound junior, who makes his 4th stop of the year.
Well, I would continue to get the ball to number 9. Reggie McClinton as well inside, helping make the play.
Well, McClinton got him from behind, but it was Kasango right there at the goal line. And South Garner's going to burn their final timeout. Coach King's got to be happy with what they've done here and sensing that this drive just continues. Well, a reminder to stay tuned for our Campbell University halftime show. We'll have this week's Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athletes interviews, highlights, and a lot more. Campbell University classes starting in October. Patrick Johnson, Jay Sonholder, Sam Hyman is on the sideline. We are inside of 2 minutes left before halftime. A 3rd and goal upcoming here, and another lengthy drive by the Trojans, and so far has consumed 65 yards in 15 plays.
Number 9's going to get the ball.
That's why you're the best in the business.
We'll see if I'm right. You can just tell by the way he's walking up. He's locked in. That's who I want to try to get the touchdown.
Breeze in to block. Under center, Taylor. Davis in. 2nd score of the night. Give him 6. A Crabtree Mall touchdown for Davis. Your go-to destination for fashion and food for 50 years. Shop, dine, and explore our 200+ stores and restaurants in the heart of Raleigh.
Well, Dakari Davis is your best player, and he finishes off the drive going over the left side. He's had so much success running the football, following his O-line. It's overloaded. He just stays patient, runs through 2 arm tackles, and easily gets into the end zone. The push on the backside seals it off, and the Trojans dominated the first half to this point. Now you've got a 7-point cushion, but it's going to be the second half where this running game, they hope, is going to pay off wearing down the Titans defense.
7th touchdown of the year. And Garner back out on top after the extra point, 14-7. We've talked about the alum. We mentioned in our open, Scotty McCreary, who last year played at an event over at South on their campus. Anthony Barber, who is someone who led the ACC in rushing. Of course, Naheem Hines talked about with Garner football a lot. You know, Barber led the ACC in rushing way back when, but there was also John Leach, who the next year, a Garner alum at Wake Forest, led the Atlantic Coast Conference in rushing in back-to-back years. And for the veteran Hal Stewart, not here tonight, which stand down at the beach. But that was a source of pride for him that he had a couple of guys that led the ACC in rushing in back-to-back years.
Garner's one of the known programs, Charlotte State, with their tradition, excellent coaching staffs, players that have come through here, and so many names that have played at the college level as well as the NFL. And they're hoping that, you know, this team 0-3 start, but this will be the game that turns it on for them this season.
Was last year American University kickoff. Squibber picked up. A whole lot there for Wright to do with it, and he tries to make something out of nothing. AMU, the #1 provider of higher education to the U.S. military.
Return off 1 yard. Stop on the play by number 5, Trojans.
All right, for the Titans, no timeouts, so that's a concern. Plenty of time, 1:41 left on the clock, play up tempo, and you've got to get the ball to Reed. He hasn't had many opportunities because they haven't had many drives, but he's your best player along with Littleton.
Putu defensively, or I should say on special teams, made the stop. Here's Reed with the hole. Big collision, and he lunges ahead. He'll get across the 40, and he will move the chains. Big stick laid on him there by a couple of Trojans.
Clear lane, easy to run through, and then he attacks the contact. Now they move up to the line of scrimmage quickly.
See, .gov first down, or my spot, not NC.gov first down. Second down, not much to go on there as Reed got stopped. Ellis Febreze and also Theo Butler there. 2nd and 9. Minute to go before our halftime show. Littlejohn on the run, zings it for a catch and a first down. Nicely done there. Zymir Winston knew exactly where he was, and that'll be a pickup of 11.
Well, he's going to Elon next year. It's because of plays like this, coming up through, sitting in the zone, and helping out his quarterback, getting the first down. You go out of bounds, the clock stops, still plenty of time, you're inside the 50.
Winston's 6th catch of the season. And Littlejohn taking off. And the clock will continue to roll even though he went out of bounds. About 8 or 9 seconds went off the clock, and now a little bit of a Bronx cheer from across the line. Second and 9, and they're not going to put any more time back on. 41.2. Well, let's see now. Maybe they noticed it. Here we go. Reed cuts it in. Tried to pick up the extra yard, but that'll cost him 10-12 seconds, I would think.
Well, the Titans rushing up to the line of scrimmage, but keeping the ball on the ground. I mean, this is playing to the advantage of Garner.
You lose a lot more than that, about 20 seconds there. Littlejohn on 3rd down. Heaves. Has a man. Grab! No, in and out of his hand. Almost caught. Wow. Boy, that would have been a huge reception there for Garner.
Ball incomplete. We'll bring up 4th down and 3.
Well, for Garner's secondary, it's 4th and 3, but you have to know that the Titans are going to take a shot, no safety help over the top. Again, first down here isn't going to hurt you, especially if you keep them in bounds, but you can't give up the big play into the end zone.
Pressure. Sack back to the 49. Febreze there, and also showing up Trey Pinnock. They get back to him and they share the sack. Now 2.5 for Pinnock. And a half sack for Febreze now on the season. But Punting, they talked about him in our meetings with the coaches this week quite a bit. He makes a big play there, and actually he'll get credit for the sack entirely.
And he shot the A-gap, closed out the half. The momentum and the excitement is fully on the Trojan sideline.
So that'll take us into the half with the score 14-7. Garner leading South Garner. Sam down with Coach Leach.
Coach, what was your biggest takeaway from your team in that first half?
Biggest takeaway was not punching them in when we had the ball down there early. But we finally got our groove going a little bit on offense, and we got rhythm, and we made some good plays the last two series.
Dakari Davis has been a factor in this game so far. What can you tell us about what he's been able to do and why he's had so much success?
Oh, the young man got a big heart. He's going to give it everything he got and going to give 100% for his teammates.
Thanks for your time, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
When we come back, we will have the Campbell University halftime report. 14-7, Garner over South Garner. You're watching the Campbell University halftime report, and now it's time for the Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week. Presenting the award for Tatum and Atkinson is Season Atkinson.
Tatum and Atkinson is proud to present the Friday Night Rivals Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week. From South Garner High School, the Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week is Sean Daniel. Sean is a member of varsity football, baseball, and track and field, and carries a 4.08 GPA. Sean is an AB Honor Roll student, a member of marching band, volunteers for community cleanup efforts through his church, and mentors children through youth football. From Garner Magnet High School, the Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week is Crystal Delagulia. Crystal is club volleyball team captain, academic all-conference, and carries a 4.58 GPA. Crystal is president of HOSA, secretary of National Technical Honor Society, and is a member of Beta Club and Student Senate. Crystal also helps run fundraisers for Relay for Life and Leukemia Society, and coaches youth volleyball.
Congratulations to our Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week.
This All-Star is now entered for a $5,000 scholarship at the end of the season. Tatum and Atkinson, injured in Iraq, call the heavy hitters.
And congratulations once again to our Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athletes. It is my privilege to be joined by the principal of South Garner High School, Roderick Brewington. Roderick, this is a brand new school. It opened in 2018. First varsity football season was in 2019. What can you tell us about the growth of the overall school in its first couple of seasons?
Well, it's been massive. We started out in 2018 with just 725 students, and now we're up to 1,850 and still growing. It's been amazing to watch our kids and teams and programs swell through the years and get better and better.
What's your history in the education industry?
Well, I've been in I've been in education my entire adult life. I started teaching back in '96, and I'm still going strong.
What's your favorite part about being the principal at South Garner High School?
The pride, the love, the commitment of the kids, working with our students, our teachers. It's just something I love to do each and every day.
Thanks so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of the game.
Thank you.
Halftime rolls on after this. The Campbell University halftime report. Garner leads South Garner 14-7. Campbell University halftime report rolls on as Garner leads South Garner by a score of 14-7 at the half, and we are downstairs on the field, and I'm pleased to be joined by the principal of Garner High School. It is Matt Price. Matt, this is your first season as principal of Garner High School. What can you tell us about why you decided to take this job?
Garner just checks every box.
It's a great school, great tradition of athletics, tradition of academics. Been in the area, lived in the community for 20 years. Grew up in Raleigh, so I've known of Garner forever, and it's just a fantastic school that while we're good, we still have room to continue growing, and it's just an exciting time to be a Trojan. So,
speaking of that growth, what are some things that you're trying to implement, not only in your first year, but maybe in the next couple of years as well?
Without sounding cocky, I'd like to go ahead and win everything, and we're working on doing the small things well. Not trying to change everything because, like I said, Garner's got a great tradition. They're good. We're good at things. We need to get great at the few things and then continue to put everybody else in our rear view. So it's an exciting time, like I said.
Well, Principal Price, thanks so much for your time. Enjoy the second half.
Absolutely. Thank you, Sam.
All right, our Campbell University halftime report will continue next. 14-7 Garner leads South Garner.
Welcome back to the field. We're here with Jacob Wirtz from West Shore Home. Jacob, you've been such a great partner of Friday Night Rivals. Why is it so important for West Shore Home to be partnered with us?
Well, I'm personally excited to be at football on a Friday night. Everybody loves football. It's a staple of America. At West Shore Home, we have core values, one of which is getting better every day. So it's really exciting to see all the kids, the coaches, even the cheerleaders, doing their best to leave it out on the field, and that's just what it's all about, community, bringing everybody together.
What does it mean for West Shore Home to be so involved with the community?
It means everything to us. We're not just a company that goes out there and makes money. We love to give back to the community, and one of the best ways to do it is actually go around town and be a part of what's so important to all these families here tonight.
We appreciate your partnership and look forward to a great second half.
I'm excited. We'll see how it goes.
We'll send it back to the booth. Thank you.
Okay, Jay, great job. Get on back up here. We've got a second half to call. One-score game at intermission on our Campbell University halftime show. Well, the student section's celebratory. Powder, dust, whatever it is, goes skyward.
Worried about the people sitting behind them.
Well, they're not. And there's our look.
It's coming into the booth.
Are, yeah.
We'll be duck.
Turn into the fog game here. The AMU kickoff about to happen here. Oh, that's powder. That's baby powder. It's wafting into the booth here. Stay dry, Sonny, if you're a little sweaty after that run up from being on the field. American University kickoff. AMU, the #1 provider of higher education to the U.S. military. Receiving are the Titans, and that's a big hit by the Trojans coming up fired out of the halftime locker room. Look at the numbers of the first half. 146 on the ground for Davis of that 163.
Now, total domination in the running game for Garner. In the time of possession, that was a huge factor in the Trojans' way. Only 4 penalties total, so this was a clean ball game. It's all going to come down the second half. Can the Titans make adjustments on the defensive end, or will Garner continue to dominate with their rushing attack?
Trojans came in averaging 360 of total offense. They had knocked off Athens Drive at Inlow. Tight game with Athens, and then blew out Inlow. And they'll stay on the ground here on the opening play. To Sam Hyman, who's patrolling the sidelines tonight. He talked with Antonio King, the coach of the Titans.
Yeah, Patrick, Coach King told me that his team is right where they need to be. We're locked in, he said, and ready for the second half. And I asked him, who's been the most impressive player on your team so far? And he told me, my team, my entire team. So he is really believing right now this team is in a good position to try and beat Garner for the first time ever.
Here's the throw, caught, first down yardage, and a little more along the far sideline. Just the second completion tonight for Littleton.
Well, for Coach King, exuding confidence is important, but they've got to get something going on the offensive end. And more importantly, just extend drives, hold on to the ball, and then finding ways to get into the end zone. But they've got to give their defense a rest and have some success on the offensive end, because they've been on the sideline and they've been anxious to get out on the field.
So he got 15 yards there on the completion. to Winston, and that's more than he had in the entire first half, completing just one pass to Winston. So 24 yards. They go back to Jordan Reed on first down. Stevens made the tackle. Be second down at 7. And the ball will be scrimmaged just outside the 45. Pressure, the sack, and going down is Littleton. Wrapping it up and bringing him down, the 3rd sack of the year for the junior Theo Butler. Chuck Profit in his 20th year as the DC dialed it up.
Butler just wins up front. He plays both ways, offensive line as well. Bull rush, gets into the backfield, and then just eats up Littleton. And now 3rd and long coming up for the Trojans defense.
Yeah, that may take them out of any notion they might have had to go for it in a tight game on 4th down there, because they've not shown the ability tonight on these 3rd and longs to really get anything going. And I don't think it's a situation as far as these guys not executing. I just think the Trojans defensively are locked in. The throw and a catch. Just as I say that, they get the first down. Nice play by Littleton to move the pocket, and he worked it down to C.J. Brooks for his first reception.
Well, this was a mistake by the Trojans defense. They're playing too close to the line. There's no safeties back and playing the sticks. It was one-on-one coverage, and I know you're playing man-to-man, but you have to have linebackers flowing back to help out your secondary. It was one-on-one coverage. It was a slant, and you easily get the first down on 3rd and 17.
So that an NCDPS first down. Go to ncdps.gov/careers and start your new career. Reed. And he gets close to first down yardage. South Garner only managed 55 yards against Garner last season. In the matchup, started 4-0, and then the Trojans defeating them. That led to a 6-game losing streak before they won the last game of the year. Daniel Finn, the head coach, left after the season. Now the AD at Wake Prep Academy. Took that job in January, and they got Antonio King, and all of a sudden they're starting to move the ball, and they get it to Reed in a very creative way.
And Jordan Reed averages over 7 yards on the ground. He's also very versatile, getting out of the backfield as an outlet with his hands. That's where he's so dangerous. It's so tough for the defense to keep him in a box because he can go outside and hurt you through the air as well.
And CDPS first down had 1,700 plus yards a season ago for the Titans.
Littleton, the quarterback keeper, around the left side.
That time, Littleton dragged it down, got plugged up. And Butu, the tackler. A little bit of help from Butler. And Ryan Baker. And that'll be a loss of 3, actually. Nice reception. They're going to say it's incomplete. I don't know about that. It looked like that Winston brought it in. Wow.
Winston is incomplete.
Well, if I'm wrong here, Jay, but this looked good. Yeah, should have been.
Nice catch.
Bad call.
Catch in the NFL, both feet in as well.
Yep. Now, there's no movement there with the ball. That's just a blown call. So a tough break for the Titans there. And now 3rd and long.
Well, the safeties for Garner have to know where the sticks are and sit back.
Plenty of time for Little John, and in and out of the hands. They went for Bond. It was almost picked off the last instant. Coming in, Winston knocking it away, or Quillett knocking it away, as they went for Winston again.
A great job by Quillett jumping in front, but again, the safeties have to play back. They're jumping up on crossing routes where it's not going to matter to get the first down. You've got a guy going back, and Winston was going for a touchdown, but just a better play by Quillett, knocking it down.
Boy, if Quillett doesn't make that play there, that's 6. All right, they're going to go for it. Over the middle, knocked away, incomplete. Don't mind the call there, Sonny, do you?
No. It's just better job by Garner. You get off the field, you give up a lot of yards, but then you get tough inside around the 30-yard line. The defense, who's been fresh thus far in the ballgame, not many snaps on fourth down, getting pressure, then knocking the ball down.
South's lone score came on a 74-yard kickoff return from Winston. Winston should have had a catch, and the drive should have continued, but call was missed, and now Garner will come out. Taylor was 6 of 13 in the first half. You think we'll see him? Well, I don't think we probably will not see him put it in the air 13 times here in the second. I'd be shocked, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would continue to give the ball to Dakari Davis. If he needs a rest, give it to Chris Davis. Maybe hit a play action or a double move, but you want to keep this ball in the hands of your best player. That's number 9.
Well, Garner will burn a timeout here with 7:36 remaining in the third. West Shore home. Friday night rivals presented by Air Experts Heating and Cooling. So Garner takes the timeout after watching South drive it down on him and turn it over on downs. And they actually go with Chris Davis here on the first play of the second half from scrimmage.
Davis is stopped on the play by number 57.
And the tackle ordered by Kasongo.
Well, Garner realistically didn't need to take a timeout.
No.
I mean, for them, you hope that doesn't hurt you, or you don't need it in the fourth quarter, but coming off a possession change, you shouldn't have to call a timeout in that situation.
It was a little baffling, wasn't it?
I'm not sure what the issue may have been.
Chris Davis, maybe a yard.
Their offense has been able to shorten the ball game. When they run the ball, this clock just continuing to run, and you wonder where that factor of time of possession wearing down a defense is going to pay off. And will it pay off?
Couple receivers to either side, but I would be just stunned if it doesn't go to Davis here.
Dakari, he's down the sideline stretching.
No, they're going to throw it, and it is in the air, and it's intercepted, and it's going to be taken for a score. Thought they would give it to Chris Davis. They did not. Instead, it doinks off the receiver and is taken to the house by Wright. And for Wright and the Titans, they've got a special team score tonight, and now a defensive score. How about that for a Crabtree Mall touchdown? Crabtree Mall, your go-to destination for fashion and food for 50 years.
Oh, it's a ping pong ball. It ricochets a couple times. Then Javon Wright hustling over to the football. He's been all around it tonight, and it pays off. Third and short, they decide to throw it. Wrong bounce for Garner, and then Wright takes advantage of it. Holds it up in the air like Deion Sanders used to do. And now 1 point away from being a tie ball game where Garner has dominated. This is going to be a penalty on the celebration for South Garner.
So that'll be assessed on the kick. So they're going to back it up actually and try the kick here. And this will make a little bit of added degree of difficulty for Levy, who is perfect this season on the kicks. He has actually hit 4 field goals this year, including a 44-yarder in their last game. So Wright gets tagged with the unsportsmanlike. Again, I thought Chris Davis would get it. That's what I was referring to. You threw in there at the moment.
Dakari was stretching down the sideline.
And that might have been why they took the timeout. But still, you give it to Chris Davis in that situation.
I think you give it to, I mean, Davis is fresh, and he's been good 3rd and short. You put at risk to throw at the ball.
All right, so Levy with a little extra yardage here after the penalty. No problem. Brand new ball game midway through the 3rd. The pick 6. And all is right now for the Titans. Stay tuned. During the 4th quarter, we'll have the Harris Teeter scoring drive of the game. Your Vic card saves on fuel, food, and more. Patrick Johnson, Jay Sonhalter with you. Friday Night Rivals from Garner tonight. Tie score here. And we're about to have our American Military University kickoff here following the pick 6.
Well, South Garner is not winning on the stat sheets, but they've got a tie ball game. They've persevered, taking advantage of the mistake from Garner. And even though Garner is doing a lot of good things, you've got to find a way to get more points aboard, and you've got to protect the football is the #1 key.
Levy kick comes down at the 22, and it'll be returned by Purvis. Not across the 40s where he's pushed out, and he's a little slow to get up. Great look here from the end zone cam. It's a nice cut, and that's what kind of got him the extra yards there.
It was, because he had 4 guys running straight at him, went towards the left, and then nice sharp move to get back towards the right and get extra yardage.
I hope this is just cramping. It is comfortable, but it is still kind of humid. And these guys have logged a lot of plays here tonight. You're coming off an off week, and that's what it looks like it is. Well, next week it'll be a lot of fun. Friday Night Rivals will roll into Holly Springs. Apex Friendship at Holly Springs. 7 o'clock next Friday night. Looking forward to it. Our West Shore home Friday Night Rivals presented by Air Experts Heating and Cooling. That was a great game last year. Gibbons, who won last week here on FNR at Porter Ridge tonight. Big favorite in that one according to the Simmons ratings. We'll see Holly Springs there at Middle Creek. That's a good game.
Great game. Tonight. Rivalry, too. Both schools close. Proximity.
Leesville at Wake Forest.
Oh, that's another.
Yeah, it doesn't get any easier for the
another
Cougars,
heavyweight.
does it?
But we've seen Leesville, Wake Forest, and Cardinal Gibbons. And so far to this point, those 3 look like they're going to be state title contenders.
We got the game we mentioned too. New Bern at Havelock playing tonight. Craven County rivals, and then a rematch of the Eastern 3A championship game from last year. Rose in Jacksonville, but this time it is in Jacksonville. Your old college teammate Will Bland coaching Rose, and of course my good friend Steve Brooks, the play caller on offense for the Cardinals. So points, I'm sure, in that one in Onslow County tonight. Garner will start here 1st and 10. And they have Dakari Davis back in, and he is swallowed up there on the handoff by Daniels. And he might be cramping. Well, he came into the second half 10 yards shy of 1,500 in his career. He had his 25th carry of the game there a moment ago. And he's feeling the ill effects. And again, I think that's where the timeout came in, maybe, Jay, on that drive to start the second half, was because he was cramping.
Yeah, he was stretching on that drive, and see his left arm kind of pounding the grass. This game means so much to him. He wants to be out there for every snap, but he's going through some cramps right now.
All right, Sam Hyman, what do you have for us downstairs?
Yeah, Patrick, speaking of cramping, I just saw wide receiver Caden Purvis by himself on the bench, rolling himself out. He appears to be having some discomfort in his left and right leg. Just maybe some cramping, but obviously something to keep an eye out on.
Oh, it's an epidemic now. I mean, you see Pittman there having to stretch out. This is not a good situation. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this, Jay, where you have multiple players cramping up like that.
This is a factor.
Well, and Sonny, again, this isn't like a 100-degree day. I was leaving the house, my wife home from work, saying, hey, at least you're not out there in 100-degree heat today. Now, the press box, a little different story here tonight, but outdoors, it's very comfortable. And this is, it goes back to something, and you know this from a nutritional standpoint. It's really about what you do the couple days leading into the game with hydration.
But these guys are practicing during the week out in hot temperatures right around 3-4 o'clock. So that's why it's so important to make sure you're hydrated but prepared for Friday night, because it's not like you've been able to rest during the week. I mean, you've been kind of going through the practice battle each day, realistically, in even hotter temperatures.
Well, during the fourth quarter of our show tonight, we'll select the West Shore Home Player of the Game. West Shore Home converts your old bathtub into a modern and spacious walk-in shower in just one day. Nice crowd here tonight. They will play at Clayton next week. Will Garner, and then we'll have a homecoming game against Fuquay. Ain't no coming like a homecoming, as you know, Sonny, and they'll do it up right here.
Future Trojan.
Well, they've got that great Pop Warner program here, the feeder program. They've had it for a number of years, but you look at South. Look at Willow Springs, some of the other new schools in the area. I mean, their student enrollment, still big numbers, but it has eroded a little bit because of that.
Well, the schools have been split. And Garner kind of used to be the only school in this area, and everything fed into their program.
You go back to the 90s, Southeast Raleigh emerged on the scene, but the area could grow enough to kind of recover. It's one thing about Garner, one thing about Garner, it's kind of everybody.
With what the sports medicine staff's giving them.
All right, I heard Sam there. So, Sam, if you got some more, let us know what's going on.
Yeah, I spoke to the Garner sports medical staff, and they told me that in addition to water and rolling them out on the sidelines, they are providing these folks mustard and pickle juice to try and ease the cramping.
Yeah, there it is. That's some old school remedies right there, but I mean, it works.
Well, we talked about South Garner potentially being tied with a time of possession, but right now this could be a factor as this game continues, because multiple starters are facing these cramping issues.
And it's not just one guy. I mean, it's a myriad of guys. This is, you even see other players who maybe aren't down cramping and having to get worked out there like Pittman was and like Davis was, but they're even stretching out a little bit.
And this is your star running back, great wide receiver in Pittman.
We're still working on Davis. The pickle juice with him. Yeah, there was pumpkin spice season, but have you noticed there's like a proliferation of pickle flavored stuff now, Jay? Have you seen that? I know you're a much healthier eater than I probably am, but they've got pickle chips now, pickle flavored chips, pickle flavored that. Not real appetizing. Second and long. And that is complete out near midfield. Nice catch by Quillett.
He's going to be a really good player as he continues to progress. It looks like another potential cramp.
Yep.
Complete on the play, penalty 4. Chris Davis, ball is spotted at midfield. Gain of 8 yards on the play.
It's going to be third down and 3.
Third down and 4 for Garner from midfield.
So Davis atones for the pick, his 7th completion, 7 of 15 for 72 yards, and they'll forge it ahead this time on 3rd and short to pick up the first down. I thought that's what they were going to do with Chris Davis earlier on 3rd and short, but they do it here.
Continues to move his legs, carries 3-4 defenders on his back. This is where Garner's been good, is just continuing drives, picking up third downs.
46-yard line.
That's the NCDPS first down. Go to ncdps.gov/careers and start your new career. Davis came up hobbled. It's for Breeze now. Over the fullback. Not a whole lot there. And a couple of the big uglies, Walker and McClinton, team to make the stop. So second down and 10 here. Ball at the Titan 46. Sonny, you get the sense the pendulum, as far as momentum, has shifted a tad here.
It has. I mean, you look at the end of this ball game, finish out third quarter, fourth quarter. Who's going to be able to execute in the red zone? Who's going to have an explosive play? And who's going to make a mistake? Who's going to play a clean ball game to close this out? It's probably going to be who wins the game.
And that will maybe be back to the line of scrimmage. Daniels comes out of the scrum. Third and long now.
There is no gain on the play.
Leach and company running through what they're going to run here.
From the Titan 46-yard line.
Davis continues to work out the crowd. I mean, Jay, he doesn't look like he's ready to return anytime soon.
Still stretching it out.
At 146 yards in the first half. Will go to the air, slings it, and it's out of bounds. And one of the sideline media members got plowed over. He popped back up though, so that's good. But threw it out well out of the reach of Willett there. And right now that offense had such good balance going in the first half is all out of sorts.
Well, they've relied on the running game. But with your top two running backs out right now in an obvious passing situation, the Titans were ready for it. They got some pressure on Taylor, and then the ball just sailed out of bounds.
Isaiah Saunders in coverage there for the Titans defensively, and now they're going to punt. Well, the Trojans here. And it's blocked. And the Titans with another special teams play. And look who it is. Daniels. So a night where their offense can't seem to get out of the starter block. They've got a kickoff return of 70-plus yards for a score, a pick six, and now they come up with a block punt.
Well, they're doing all the little things, and maybe they're not stopping the run, but they're winning on special teams, creating turnovers. And now he just volleyballed, slammed that into the turf. I mean, phenomenal play, and then Daniels, the rest of his teammates are all there to pick it up.
It was actually Jaden Swain who got it. So the sophomore comes through with a big play in this burgeoning rivalry, and now the best field position to start with for the Titans in this game.
And I would go for the shot towards the end zone. Sudden change, you're going to get the penalty.
So a free 5 will move them that much further. Trojans a little shook right now.
Yeah, and they're showing signs right now. They had the momentum, and now they're giving it up. And again, sudden change, 1st and 5. Go towards the end zone. You've got really good wide receivers. Strong arm with Littleton. Take the shot and be aggressive.
Reed is who they'll go to here. He'll find the corner and a first down. Stay on his feet for an extra yard. Uprooted downfield by Langston.
They run it off the left side. Good seal blocks. Winston helping out as well.
And his knee hit.
Got enough.
After the penalty, the NCDPS first down. Go to ncdps.gov/careers to start your new career. .222 remaining. Third quarter. Sees part. Little John slides. Gain of 9.
They're starting to play with more tempo. Littleton reads the defense, man-to-man coverage, and then just takes off. Gets down before the contact comes.
I actually say he bad spot on there, Jeff.
Yeah, he was
to the
closer.
marker. Couple of
I mean, they mark it where he's starting to slide, but still it looked like he was about a yard ahead of where the marker is.
Got a couple of bad breaks. And Reed, what I like about him, Sonny, when he gets hit, he lunges forward.
Yep. He's got that natural lean. That's what you want as a running back. Continue to move your legs after contact while it's going on, so you can at least fall forward. Now 3rd and 3 coming up. For me, this is 4-down territory. You got a great running back, 7 yards per carry. Use him and Littleton with the zone read option in the backfield.
Littleton gets sacked. And Littleton goes down. Tyler Stevens from the outside linebacking spot brought the pressure.
Now with the pass attempt, you allow pressure to come. They bring the blitz off the left side. Tyler Stevens, the free safety, gets in the backfield, makes the play, and now tough call on 4th and long. The Titans are going to stay on the field, but great call by the defensive staff to bring heat, and it pays off.
Loss of 7, 4th and 10. They're going to have to run the play, I would guess. Yep, they're going to have to. Throwing. And that should be a catch. And it is. Inside the 20 for Winston. 3rd reception of the game.
Winston, great route runner. Down on the left side, maneuvering the defensive back. Sits in between the zone defense and Littleton. Throws it right over the top. Great throw. And he hauls it in.
Back to live action as they're in the College Foundation of North Carolina red zone. Darting out of bounds, stops the clock with 10.7 to go. College Foundation of North Carolina helping you plan, apply, and pay for college. Well, here comes a flag, and it's going to go against the Titans. So a hold which will back them up 10.
Holding is the call against the Titans has a 10-yard penalty from the start of the foul. After the infraction, the Titans ball will be back up.
I'll walk that back a ways.
30-yard line. Will bring up first and 22 for the Trojans.
First down, 22 to go here. And another jump by the Trojans up front. That was McCullough. Offsides, encroachment. It's 14-7 at the half after a scoreless first. Titans with a pick 6 here in the 3rd. Oh, they're going to say that was a false start. Oh, that's a bad break. Boy, they've been on the wrong end of at least 3 calls here, Sonny, that didn't appear to be the case. The reception, a couple of spots that were questionable, and then, let's see, is there any movement?
Yeah,
I don't see that.
Call.
That's a really bad call. Throwing. It is broken up. Nicely done. They wanted Michael Bond downfield, and Cole Stevens, the free safety, the senior, came away with a very nice play for Garner.
Well, outstanding job in coverage. Again, there has to be safety help over the top. Perfect placement of that ball, and then he just knocks it through with his arm. Good job. Now forcing 2nd down, but again, you've got to realize that South Garner, they're going to go for the end zone. 2nd and 27. The safeties have to play back. You got to help out your teammates, but a nice play to break it up.
Time for one more play here. Reed. Left side. It'll be 3rd and long when we come back. Tie ball game as we go to the 4th. South Garner trying to win for the first time against Garner. West Shore home. Friday night rivals presented by Air Experts Heating and Cooling. All right, Sonny, what does the 4th quarter come down to?
Well, I'll tell you what, South Garner, you've got a lot of things going your way after playing not your typical brand of football in the first half. You had a couple special teams plays, a turnover. Now your offense is showing signs.
Well, here comes a flag after that incomplete pass off of Motley's hands. And if it's going to be a hold, you decline it here, right?
You got to decline it. Make it 4th down.
Holding is the call against the Titans. That penalty has been declined.
Coach Leach.
We'll bring up 4th down and 23.
Coach King. Boy, that was a great team he had at Hillside in 2010 that won it. They were 16-0. Shut out Davie County at BB&T Field at Winston-Salem. Vlad Lee on that team. 10-plus guys went on to play college from that Hillside team. They were something special.
Yeah, he was talking with us and rattling off everybody, and it was like, wow, I can see why they had such a great team.
So this will be a 48-yarder for Levy. He made a 44-yarder last week.
He's got the leg.
A little bit of an angle. It is up. And it's going to be short. So it'll turn it over now to the Trojans.
So Garner catches the break now in the special teams facet.
Well, let's see if we're going to see Dakari Davis back out there.
On the change of possession, ball will be spotted at the Trojan 20-yard line. 1st down, Garner.
He's over on the bench.
All right, let's see what Sam has to say. What's the update on Dakari Davis, Sam?
Yeah, Patrick, right now he's getting some laser treatment at the moment, which is supposed to help with his cramping. There's some sunglasses that have to be put on from both parties, the person giving the laser treatment and Dakari.
Great reporting, great work there by our crew to get that to you. So they've tried the old-fashioned deal with the pickle juice and the mustard juice, and now they're going high-tech with the laser.
Well, it's just the amazing technology that has been developed through the years, and hopefully it allows him to come back in the ballgame. He's jogging over to the sideline, going over to Coach Leach.
Holton did not come up with the grab. Don't think he's had a catch tonight. Chris Davis carries the pile for a couple.
Well, and Garner lost momentum when Davis went out of the ballgame with cramps, and when numerous other players went out as well, and good to see him back.
Yep, Pittman was ailing. Chris Davis off on the sideline now. Trojans taking their time. Trouble, he'll go down to the sack. Getting back there to him was Lester. He left the game earlier, was helped off the field, and comes up with the play here.
Yeah, he's an important factor on the defense. Just bull rushes on the left side of the screen. Him and his teammate come through for the play.
Lots of 7. Now 4th and 14. Boy, Lester's a good-looking athlete, isn't he?
He is. I mean, he's got the potential to grow, put on more strength. A young player that has a high ceiling.
Stan Lester Sr. NC State, center and power forward back in the day. A punt for Davis. He's had one block tonight, but he gets that one away. Midfield, this will be a good return. An opportunity for Johnson. And he is set up the Titans in pretty good field position here in a 14-all affair. 4th quarter in Garner.
Ball is spotted at the Garner 37-yard line. 1st down, Mike.
Patrick Johnson, Jason Aller, Sam Hyman. Some telling us down on the sideline that Kari's cousin, who's a chiropractor, was performing that laser treatment on him. A 13-yard return by June Johnson. And again, the Titans start on the Trojan side of the field here. And the execution tonight has been a little bit lacking on both sides at times. And that'll be a procedure penalty going against South Garner. If you're going to beat the longtime powerhouse rival for the first time, you can't have things like that.
You can't make these mistakes. Now, for the Titans, they have made plays in the third phase special teams. You have an interception return for a touchdown, so that's why you're in the ball game. But you got to clean things up here in the fourth quarter.
Reed finds the Slutty tough, and he will lose a yard. And there is a nice play by Pennick.
And over on the sideline for Garner, multiple players still getting stretched out, dealing with the cramping issue. Garner tonight, though, has done a nice job bringing up their linebackers and safeties on different blitzing schemes to get into the backfield.
Reed on second and long.
Number 25, Jordan Reed.
And it's going to bring up third down in quite a ways here.
All right, I've been talking throughout the ball game. Third and long situations, the Garner secondary has to know where the first down marker is. Make sure you back up and read the passing play, because Littleton has been very successful finding open wide receivers on third and fourth down conversions.
Titans 2-1, Trojans 0-3. Opener in the Greater News for both these schools. Less than 6 miles apart. 0-3 all-time are the Titans against the Trojans. Heard a whistle. And I think we're going to have another false start.
Before the play can begin, there's a flag on the field.
And by the sidelines reaction, we do.
False start is the call against the Titans. That's a 5-yard penalty from the original line of scrimmage. After the infraction marked off against the Titans, ball will be back up to the Trojans 43-yard line.
Does it change the play here, Jay, moving back 5?
No, I think you can keep the same play call. But they're opening it up, spread offense, 4 wide receivers. I'm surprised they're keeping it on the ground.
Reed, good run. And boy, had they not had the penalty, who knows?
Well, and now it's going to be fourth and very manageable in the offensive line. With the cutback clear to pass, Zamir Winston out on the outside, making an extra block. And now you're in a great situation to convert. Instead of fourth and long, another cramp. It's going to be about 4th and 4.
I mean, Sonny, that's at least 8, maybe 10 players that have all cramped for the Trojans in this game.
And I'll tell you what, you hope each athlete is okay, and you hate it for them. But it's had a major, major impact in the second half. I mean, these are starters that are going out of the ballgame. It's not only for a play. I mean, they've missed significant snaps.
I've never seen it as widespread, even in games that were played in week 1 when it's 100 degrees and 100% humidity.
It's been a detriment to them tonight because they had all the momentum. They didn't have a huge lead, 7-point lead, but they're dominating as far as their stats go. And
well,
then you start having guys go out of the ball game, then reserves are coming in, and it's really messing up your chemistry.
That is Ramir Anderson, who had injured his thumb. Explosive receiver for them. Cleared by a doctor midweek. Gave it a go in warm-ups and was good to go, but now he's cramping up. Does that have anything to do maybe with the off week last week? You know, they only practiced 3 days.
You know, I mean, it's hard to put a cause on it, but all I know is that it's multiple guys that have been affected, so there is some issue, but I'm just surprised with how much this has stopped the momentum for the Trojans.
Pretty long 4 yards here. Got to figure if they don't get it, they'll have maybe, one more crack at it, maybe 2. And this is going to be an illegal substitution. It's going to back him up. Backs him up 5. So now 4th and 9, and they're going to.
Well, each side is having things go against each other. Garner, it's the cramps. And South Garner, it's the penalties. Who's going to take control of the ball game?
Unleashed it, and it'll be incomplete. Wanted Motley. Littleton couldn't get it to him. And Littleton was slow to get up there as he got a lick laid on him. Now you got to rely on your defense again.
Edge pressure coming through.
That influenced the throw, yeah.
Yep. Try to hit him up the seam, but now pretty good field position for the Trojans. But with their running backs going out of the ball game with cramps, you know, how are you going to be able to finish off this ball game on the ground? Now, good sign, Dakari Davis is back in the ball game. And that's a big benefit to the offense.
Not yet 150 yards for him on the night. He's only carried it once since halftime because of the cramps. Titans trying to get a stop so they can get their offense on the field again. Davis, little gimpy as he tries to run it out, and they track him down. Right now the defense certainly looks a lot fresher as Theo Skinner led the assault.
It looks like somebody else limping off the field as well. For Davis, you know, he's fighting through the cramps, coming back in the ball game, but it's hard to be 100% after going through that pain. And right now the Titans are finding a groove on the defensive side as far as crowding the line of scrimmage to stop the run.
Holton, I believe, was the one who may have come up limping from a cramp there. They do have Pittman out there. A couple of receivers to the right of the formation. One to the far side, top of the screen there, as you see. Davis, it's swallowed up.
Handoff up the middle to number 9, Dakari Davis.
Nice play there by Walker, the nose guard.
When Walker took on the double team.
Loss of 2 yards on the play.
Tier of the offensive line.
31-yard line.
It's an open gap. And now 3rd and long situation coming up, and the Titans defense, they're in the driver's seat.
Big moment in this game. 6.5 to go. 3rd down, 14. Little hitch and go. And it'll be incomplete. Wanted Purvis there. Not a real well-designed attempt. Now what do you do?
Well, you got to punt it and then hope your defense can get a stop, because right now the offense is having troubles finding solutions, and their momentum has been completely halted.
And it's not anything exotic necessarily the Titans are doing.
No, I mean, they're just kind of running the ball up the middle, and you figure that the time of possession would go in the advantage column for Garner, because they dominate. They're on the field, but it's actually the opposite end of the spectrum. They're the ones that are going out of the ball game with cramps, and it looks like the Titans are the fresher group. So right now at this point, 6:11 left, South Garner's going to get the ball, and Garner's dealing with the injury issues. You know, the offensive side, I would make this an up-tempo game if I'm on the South Garner sideline, put pressure on Garner and play fast-paced.
We're going to have a timeout, so we'll break away and then have the punt. We got 6 minutes and 11 seconds to go in a game that is tied at 14 all on Friday Night Rivals. FNR trophy, but a lot more on the line here tonight in Garner. Here's the punt from the Trojans. They blocked one earlier, did South. Let this one bounce and it'll roll inside the 30. Let's go to Sam Hyman.
Well, as the quarterback for South Garner, Julian Littleton, heads out to the field in a clutch moment here down the stretch. I asked him earlier this week, who do you try to model your game after? And he told me, quarterback from Alabama, Bryce Young, who leads these game-winning drives down the stretch. And I asked Julian, what is the biggest thing he shows? And Julian said, Bryce never folds under pressure, and Julian believes he does the same as well. Back to you.
Well, he's got a big moment here. Still a lot of time. Feels like this could be a real breakthrough moment, though, for the Titans if they're able to go ahead and maybe even win this game.
This is a rivalry. I mean, for them, they've got the opportunity to go ahead and take this game, but will they?
It was 0-3 when they met last year, got their first win of the year.
Reed stopped on the play by number 30.
0-3 this season. They went to Reed there. Reed has had a very nice night, over 200 yards against Ashley in the opener. Had 162 last game. 2nd and 6. Nice reception made. Winston's got a handful of them tonight and give him a first down.
So for the Titans, I'm playing up tempo now. You have momentum, put pressure on Garner. They're opening up the passing game. Plenty of time for Littleton. The zone defense, Winston's wide open.
MySpot.nc.gov first down, your spot for COVID-19 protection. Reed to midfield. It's been competitive, not the most aesthetically pleasing, but kind of what you want in a rivalry game.
Well, you figured that it was going to be a physical game. Both teams would have their moments, but you're right. There's been a lot of mistakes. The team that wins this ball game, though, is going to be proud of their effort because in a rivalry ball game, it's whatever it takes to win. And right now, South Garner, inside of 5 minutes, you have the ball right at the 50-yard line. It's there for the taking.
Littleton on the run, zings it down, caught! Touchdown Titans! Malachi Hardy with the Crabtree Mall touchdown on the strike from Littleton. Your go-to destination for food and fashion for 50 years. Shop, dine, and explore our 200-plus stores and restaurants in the heart of Raleigh.
Well, Littleton looked just like Bryce Young on the play. Went back in the pocket, steps up on the run, throws a beautiful, accurate throw. And Hardy splits the defense, jumps across the goal line. And this is South Garner's moment, taking advantage of their opportunity. 4th quarter, the game's winding down. You have a big play through the air to get a 7-point lead.
50-yard pass, but they doink the point after. Oh, no.
6-point lead.
Spoke too soon. Wow. Boy, they have so much confidence in Levy, but he's had a little bit of a tough night here. Place is out. Maybe somebody got a hand on it. Had to have been, right?
Yeah.
So a good push by Garner. They get their hand on it, and it affects their trajectory just enough. But Jay, let's go back to that play. Offense came out very confident. No Hyman jinx on the comparison to the Bama QB, and then he steps up and just sent a laser downfield to Hardy.
Excellent pass. The protection up front, perfect. They maneuvered in the pocket, found an open lane on the run, and then Hardy splits the defense with the post. No one's going to catch him. But again, they needed an explosive play through the air, and finally they got it because of their quarterback.
So for Littleton, touchdown pass number 5 of the season. And Hardy has emerged on the scene here tonight. He had a ball that he could have made a catch and given him the tying score earlier in this game. Trojans fumbled the kick, but it is returned out to the 15. Quillett with the return for the
Return of 10 yards.
Trojans. So he gets it out to the 20, and he's a little slow to get up. Titans look a lot fresher right now, too, on top of everything.
It is shocking because they're on the field the whole ball game. Their defense, at least. But now, if I'm a Titan, 4:33 left until we beat our rival, if we can get stops. And for Garner, I'm upset that we're losing after we've done so many good things and really dominated on the ground. But you have to find a way to retake the momentum. You've got plenty of time. My goal is, hey, we don't need to rush here, but we've got to score a touchdown. We've got to finish off this game and win against our rival on our home field.
Power I, and Davis fumbled, got it back, and then almost lost it again. I just got to wonder how much he still is just not feeling 100%.
Well, I just think with the whole offense especially, it's a rhythm and a timing thing when you're an offensive player, and they lost it when everybody went out with the injuries. Now they're trying to recapture that consistency, and it just hasn't been there, but they're going to have to find a way to get it back because this game is continuing to inch closer to being over.
Titans gave up 147 yards on the ground to Inlow last week. They gave up nearly that many to Davis in the first half. Then the cramps set in, and with 3:40 remaining, it is going to be third down. He's just not able to break loose right now.
Yeah, when South Garner's also making it difficult. When they line up, they're putting everybody within 7 yards of the line of scrimmage. They're selling out for the run.
Hines is back in at defensive end. Big, rangy, 6'7", 250 sophomore for the Titans. Ball slung. Oh, what a grab! 39-yard line. And what a time for Holton. Comes up a little hobbly with his first reception.
He's playing both ways. The tight end corner route, amazing catch. His team needed him. He comes through on third down. Taylor throws it high. And his senior comes away with an important play to continue the drive. Wow.
MySpot.nc.gov first down, your spot for COVID-19 protection.
One of the catches of the year.
Yeah. Davis.
Handoff up the middle to number 9.
Got a couple.
Davis is stopped on the play by number 59, Reggie McClinton. Loss of 1 yard on the play.
Actually lost yards there. What point do you start to maybe pick it up a little?
Right now. I mean, you still have plenty of time, but with the way Garner's playing and just running the ball, you know, it doesn't strike me as this is going to be an offense where you can throw it a couple times and move it down quickly. You've got to start to play with some urgency. I mean, we're getting inside of 210 right now.
Zaire Smith lining up on the right side. Now he'll motion. Davis runs that way for the block. Davis turns the corner. Davis. No signs of a cramp there as he invades Titans territory with a huge scamper.
And South Garner loaded it on the inside, but he got to the outside with nice blocking, good kick out, and then that's what opened up the sideline for him. South Garner's got to keep him inside, keep him in bounds, but you got to seal off the edge. But Davis finding energy now deep into the fourth quarter.
He gets over 1,500 in his career after that run, which went for 29 yards.
I mean, this game, it's tough to find a flow to it. Both sides have had plays, but Garner now inside the 50. You got an opportunity, especially only down 6.
Davis, 2 touchdowns tonight. Crashes his way for positive yardage. And we're going to have another player down with an injury, or are we? We blew the whistle, and it's because a timeout has been taken by the Titans. 1:45 to go. 0-0 after 1. 14-7 at the half. Then South Garner ties it up with a pick 6. They take the lead on a ball that was zinged downfield by Littlejohn to Hardy, missed the extra point after missing a go-ahead field goal. Of course, it was blocked, it looked like.
Yeah.
And now they're going to have to rely on their defense here in the final minute 45.
Well, and remember back to the first half when Garner got into the red zone, the South Garner defense got much better. So will that be the case? But right now, Garner, you have that huge run by Dakari Davis, and now you do have plenty of time. One timeout, but I would continue to give the ball to Dakari. Let him finish off the ball game.
We'll see if he does. Here's tonight's West Shore home player of the game, and it is Dakari Davis. 146 yards in the first half. Now closing in on 170 for the game. West Shore home, convert your old bathtub into a modern and spacious walk-in shower in just one day. So Davis, the senior, comes back here and gets dragged down. That timeout, there's a late flag coming in. It's the right call on a horse collar, but the Titans with one timeout remaining after that play. And it is going to be the horse collar, so that'll add to the yardage here.
This is a huge penalty because now, I mean, Garner, they're just going to continue to move this ball after you get that run, and then now continue to move it closer inside the red zone.
97 seconds remaining.
They're moving it to the 14.
Wow. So, Sonny, how much is too much time?
Well, I think for Garner, ideally you want to leave as little as possible, but I think the goal now is if we can score on this play, let's score a touchdown. You've got to find a way to get in the end zone. Again, remember, South Garner, they played their best in the first half when the Trojans were inside the red zone. This is where they get really tough. They work the box.
Yeah, CFNC red zone, the College Foundation of North Carolina. Going to throw here. Slings it over to the right, and it's off the hands of a Titan defender. Almost intercepted. An opportunity there at a pick, but in and out of the hands of Kayvon Moore, the senior.
Well, this is close. I mean, could have been the ball game.
From the Titans, 17-yard line.
All right, now for Garner. Go through the air. If I'm throwing the ball, I'm going to the end zone. If not, I'm giving it to number 9. And you still have one timeout, and you want to use this clock. You want to leave South Garner with as little time as possible, but 2nd and 10, keep the ball down there. Again, South Garner loading it up. I'd get to the outside, try to run out on the perimeter.
Buck 31 remaining.
There it is.
Davis out of the eye, looking for a block, tried to bounce it out and gets swept in and taken down. Theo Skinner, the free safety, as they did a nice job to string him out.
They really did. They stretched out, stayed strong on the outside, the wide receiver blocking, and then the team speed helped him. They're going to stop the clock.
An ultimate timeout for the Trojans.
Good team defense.
Good flow down the line, isn't it there?
Looked like Davis may have been able to cut it inside. He thought he could get out around the block. They hustled to the ball. All right, third and long. Normal situation, you say, okay, you got to put the ball in the air. The best option is Dakari Davis.
Yeah.
I mean, I would keep it on the ground here. See if you can pick up the first down, but at least eat into this. So on 4th down, it's a manageable situation. But if you throw it here and don't get it, then you're going to be in a 4th and 10 situation. And worst, if you try to throw it and you get sacked, then you're back deep. Number 9 is your best and safest option.
14-yard line is where they'll work from here. Now keep in mind, if they score, it would tie the game, and then the extra point could be the game winner, potentially.
From the Titans, 14-yard line.
Again, another going to throw. For the end zone, it is going to be picked off! Intercepted! Skinner
Jacob Taylor's pass is intercepted on the play. Intercepted by number 6, Theo Skinner.
They went for the end zone. Taylor with his second interception thrown tonight, his 4th of the year. And for Skinner, he comes up with his first pick of the season.
Well, they tried to use the play action pass to fake out the linebackers. It looked like everybody was reading it. Goes back, double coverage, and South Garner's going to win the ball game. They were reading the eyes. Good job reading the keys, going back, playing solid defense, dropping back, and you make the play, and you're going to beat your rival if you can protect the ball, take a knee. This would be a huge victory.
Wonder now if they will call them South Garner here, because they are a minute 10 away from getting their first win ever against the Trojans. And Reed, who is over 100 tonight with the carry. Very, very quietly, Jordan Reed has had an enormous night.
He's been great, and he hasn't had that many opportunities because they haven't had the possession long enough, but they've made the most of their opportunities.
Let's take a look at the Harris Teeter scoring drive for South Garner. It's our drive of the game. Harris Teeter, your Vic card, saves on fuel, food, and more.
They moved the ball down the field with some short routes. Winston had a curl, and then this was the touchdown. Littleton keeping his eyes up off one leg. Perfect throw. And Hardy takes it into the end zone and changed the game.
58 seconds remain. No timeouts for the Trojans. It says 1 on our, or 2 on our scoreboard, but the Titans with just 1 on the big scoreboard here.
As long as Garner has none, they'll be happy about that.
And they've lost a second here, so 57.
All right, if you're on defense, whatever it takes to get the ball.
Coach Leach. Herman Leach, who got hired by the legendary Hal Stewart, his high school coach. Fuquay put in a word for him. Coach Leach marched him down to the principal's office. Coach Leach was in a suit. Coach Stewart marched him down to the principal's office and said, "The principal, meet our new assistant football coach." It was that simple. Here's Reed. It's a good run right there, isn't it?
They protected the ball. Number 1 key gets down.
Number 25 stops on the play.
They're going to have to run one more play.
This will be 3rd down.
Take a knee.
Yep. That's all you got to do here.
If you execute, game's over and you get to celebrate.
It'll be the first ever win for South Garner over Garner. And they take the knee. And that will do it. A 50-yard strike, Little John to Hardy. And then the interception. As they were going for the end zone, the Trojans were in. Theo Skinner, the sophomore, with a huge INT. And the Titans are going to be 3-1. Jubilation on the Titans sideline. And they send Garner to 0-4. There was a flag, so I wonder here if we'll have one more snap that has to occur. Putting a lot of time back on the clock. 5 seconds. Wow.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Who's it against them? Well, the flag seemed
on South.
The flag came in and it was less than 3 at the
Yeah, it was
They're
about 3
5
seconds.
back on.
Yeah, it was with 3 seconds.
Well, how about Antonio King? 9th year as a head coach, first at South, and here he is. He has led his team in, and they've made history here tonight.
In a tough atmosphere, and Garner's had their number, and they didn't always play good, efficient in this ball game in critical moments. So special teams, interception for a touchdown. They made explosive plays. Then in the fourth quarter, you have the one impressive drive. You hold on defense as they're going in, Garner is, and you're going to come away with victory.
Now they put 3 seconds on there, but Sonny, think about this. You know, had the great run at Hillside, left to go to ECU. Scotty Montgomery gets fired. Kind of bounce around, go to Hargrave. You go to a high school here in the Triangle, doesn't play varsity football. Go to Central. You leave there and take a head coaching job. I mean, it's been
a lot.
A curvy road to get back to be a head coach. And Antonio King, who also calls the plays on offense, going to take their final timeout here. Now this penalty, the unsportsmanlike, has backed them up quite a ways.
Well, and I'll tell you what, if 4th and 2, and you're not punting this, now
well,
4th and 9,
yeah.
you're not, I mean, interesting situation because, you know, of course you run the ball, the game's over. You could potentially take a safety, use a time up, and then kick it and really be safe, because if you run the ball and there's a fumble,
yeah,
and they pick it up, it could potentially be a touchdown.
If you take the safety here, you do kick it to them.
You have to kick it.
And it's that kind of free kick style kick.
Yeah.
So then it comes down to what would your coverage be like then?
I mean, it is really 2 decisions, 2 schools of thought.
All right, what would you do then?
I'd run the ball. I'd do a quarterback sneak. Well, actually, excuse me. You've got 3 seconds left. If you run a quarterback sneak and you don't use up the time, they're going to get the ball on the 1-yard line.
Yeah.
So, excuse me, in this situation,
you just scramble and unleash it downfield?
You either take the safety, you put Littleton the shotgun, and then I'm putting him in the shotgun, letting him scramble and throw the ball 50 yards out of bounds.
Well, and I wonder, too, did Sam maybe see what specifically prompted the unsportsmanlike? Because, I mean, if you're throwing it for celebration in that situation, that's kind of a cheap call.
Yeah. Well, they did get it correct because initially it was 5, yeah. It'll be interesting here. But what I'm doing is I'm having Littleton run around and then throw it, because I believe everything else in this situation is too risky.
Yeah. Kind of an arm punt, maybe, at the worst.
And this is a lesson. If South Garner wins the ball game, you can't have a penalty in that situation. The game's over, and now you're putting your team at risk.
You can't take a knee here. Give it to Reed. He'll punch it out. Time will expire, and that will do it. Titans with a win, the first ever against Garner, as they move to 3-1, and they send the Trojans to 0-4. A tough night for the Trojans here with the cramping. They controlled the first half, but boy, what a second half. And the belief from this Titans team was really something fun to watch.
Well, they found a way to win. Now, surprised they ran the ball, because if the clock doesn't start, I mean, there potentially could have been 1 second left. But regardless, South Garner on the road is off to a really good start this season, but they wanted this victory. They came in a tough situation, found a way to win, made big plays, and their defense capped it off.
We'll have the presentation of our Friday Night Rivals trophy with Sam on the field for the Titans when we come back, so stay tuned. You won't want to miss that. An amped-up bunch of Titans tonight as they get the 6-point win, and a historic win at that, over Garner. First ever victory over the Trojans as they move to 3-1. Sam Hyman's down there with a happy bunch of South Garner players.
Oh man, the party is about to get started. Antonio King, first-year head coach What does this win, a win for the first time against Garner, your rivals, mean to this school?
Well, it means everything to us because my boss man standing right here beside me, our quest to be the best, and that's what we're trying to do. We're coming up, we're showing people that South Garner is what we're about. Last year you couldn't say our name, so now we the South. So we want to make sure you know who we are.
Coach, they're ready to party. They're ready to party. All right, last one for you. This program is just getting started. Theo Skinner comes up with a huge pick at the end of the game. What can you tell us about that young man?
Well, Theo is an outstanding athlete. He's concentrating, he's paying attention. All these guys in the program are bought into what we have been selling. Once again, I got to go with my boss that's on the other shoulder and the boss right here. They believed in me, and when I stepped on campus, these young men believed in me, and you see what happens.
Here's the key to the party. Go celebrate.
Great job by Sam Hyman down there.
Let's go.
Yeah, a lot of fun here tonight as South Garner gets the FNR trophy and the victory, more importantly, over their rival Garner. 2014 here tonight. Great win for the Titans.
Impressive on the road, first ever victory against their rival, and they found a way in the fourth quarter.
All of us would like to take a moment to thank the wonderful folks at West Shore Home, Air Experts Heating and Cooling, Campbell University, and Tatum and Atkinson, who make these games possible for viewers at home like yourselves. We'd also like to thank our great supporters for their contributions to our Friday Night Rivals telecast. highspot.nc.gov, Crabtree Mall, United States Marine Corps, CFNC, Harris Teeter, the NCDPS, and American Military University. And we'd like to thank tonight's participating high schools and their administrators, South Garner High, and our host, Garner Magnet High School. Tune in next Friday when the Apex Friendship Patriots take on the Holly Springs Golden Hawks. It was a great one last year. We anticipate it'll be another good one next week when you join us for FNR. For Sam Hyman and Jay Sonot and our entire crew, I'm Patrick Johnson. The South wins it. First victory over the Trojans in program history. Titans move to 3-1.